So once a project is scheduled for software testing, once a project is planned to test, there are many activities carried out to deliver a quality product. These activities all together called testing process or testing life cycle. So what are the major activities involved in testing a product? First, test planning. See, any project, your project manager, QA manager and QA lead sit together and plan how to carry out testing on the current product. How much time required, how many people required, what kind of infrastructure required, what kind of tools required, what can be carried out manually, what are the scenarios can be automated. First, a work plan will be made, then the work will be allotted to the team members. It comes under the first phase of testing called planning. Project manager, QA manager, and your team lead, test lead, are the participants of this phase. Every team member will not involve in planning the work, right? Team member job, whatever the work allotted by your manager lead, you are going to execute the job. The manager level people, lead level people will plan the work, assign the work to the team members. It is the first phase of QA testing, test planning. Now, let's say 3-4 people involved in testing this project. A lead assigned a work to you, one team member, you test admin module of this product, you test banker module, you test customer module. Module wise or requirement wise work allotted to the team members. A team member asked to test admin module of the product. If a team member wants to test admin module, without having the clarity, knowledge about the admin module requirement, nobody can plan what to test and how to test. At first, the team members need to gain the knowledge about the product domain. Say, what is this admin module? What are the features available in this admin module? Who are going to use it? How they are going to use it? Without gaining such knowledge, no team member can plan and document what to test and how to test. For that, there is another activity called, what is the activity name? Test analysis, where the team members will study the requirement. The domain expert will give the KT about the requirements to the team members. Mostly if you are following waterfall model or V model, traditional models, old models, almost outdated models, you will see lengthy requirement document like SRS and FRS. Mostly 90% of the projects today we are implementing following Agile methodology. In this Agile model, you don't find SRS and FRS kind of documents, no requirement documents. A big project divided into modules first. Each module further divided into smaller pieces called components, sprints. 1 week or 10 days of maximum work will be planned. Sometimes 2 days also. Say 2-3 major business requirement planned to implement in one schedule, 1 week. The BA, in Agile model terminology, this BA is called product owner, will explain the requirements to the team members. Based on the KTs given, developers will start implementing the product, QA people will start writing scenarios and test cases. In the traditional software development models, old models like waterfall model, V model, you find lengthy requirement documents like SRS and FRS. By studying the available requirement document, you gain the knowledge about the product. Whereas in Agile model, no documentation. Rather than spending the time on preparing the documentation, we spend the time on implementing the actual work product. The two nowadays product requirements are very frequently changing, dynamically changing. It's a waste of time documenting all the requirements. KTs will be given, meetings organized. In the meeting, the domain expert will explain the requirements to the team members. Finally, either requirement documents available by studying the requirement documents, or with the help of the KTs, nowadays team members will gain the knowledge about the product. After understanding the product requirement, next phase, preparing necessary documents required for effectively testing a product. It comes under test to design phase. At first, QA team members will document what are the requirements to be, what are the features to be tested in the product. Technically called this document is scenario document, test scenarios, what to be tested. Once your senior person lead approved, yes, these are the 40 requirements to be tested. These are the 40 features to be tested. These are the 40 scenarios to be tested, verified and reviewed and approved. For every scenario, for every feature, you plan how to test it in both positive and negative direction. We start creating the test cases and some sample data required for testing the product features, test data. After writing scenarios, you submit to the team lead who will verify and approve your scenario. For the approved scenarios, we create test cases and test data. Even the test case also will be verified and approved by your team lead. Then we start executing the test cases. Whatever the test cases prepared for the product testing, we start executing the test cases. Whatever the defects identified during test run, we document and communicate to the development team. They resolve the issues, give the modified version, no guarantee. The reported bugs are correctly rectified. We start doing retesting to confirm the reported bugs are correctly rectified or not. Then we perform regression testing to identify the side effects which may occur due to these code changes or bug fixes. This process will continue, build number 2, build number 3, build number 4, build 10, build 20, until all the requirements are justified. Once all requirements are justified, all identified defects are resolved, retested and closed, the management make a decision, stop testing, deliver the product for user acceptance. We are not involved in user acceptance testing. The end customer will have a final check before making a last payment, before giving a sign off, the given application ready to go for live or not, called acceptance testing. That is end user job, not our job. System testing is the work what we perform in any organization. The system testing process, nothing but testing process or testing life cycle, plan the work, allot the work to the team members, understanding the requirement, preparing scenarios, preparing test cases, preparing some sample data for testing the product, executing the test cases, finding the bugs, reporting the bugs. Once we get the modified version, retesting and regression testing are the major routine day-to-day work carried out by the tester. Then you are working on manual project testing. Understand? Right. So yesterday only I have given the diagram. Sorry. The last session I have given the diagram, right? About software testing life cycle. So let us talk about all the activities one by one in detail. Start with test planning. Take the topic, test planning. A project manager, test manager, team lead are the participants of the test planning phase. They plan the work and prepare a document called test plan. A test plan is the first document you receive in any company when you involved in manual project testing. Repeat. The very first document you are going to receive in any company when you assigned a manual project testing is a test plan document. Team lead will prepare the document. This document will explain scope of testing. Scope of testing meaning what are the features to be tested, what are the features not to be tested. The test approach. What to do first, what to do next, what to do next, what to do last. Point of contacts. Who are the resources involved in the project testing? Who is the project manager? Who is the business analyst? Who are the developers engaged in bug fixing? Who are the other QA team members? Complete point of contacts you will find under a section called resources. Then the test deliverables. What are the documents we have to make ready? Because at the time of product delivery to the client, we need to submit all documentation to the client, test deliverables and work schedules. Totally, what are the major task items? How many hours are estimated to complete the task? Who is responsible for task 1? Who is responsible for task 2? Start date and end date. All together, a work plan that explains how to carry out testing on the current project is called test plan, prepared by the team lead, which is verified and approved by the project manager. The very first document when you involved in any project testing, the very first document you are going to receive from your management is test plan. The lead managers plan the work. Whatever the plan they made, properly documented, and this document will be shared to all of the team members. After sharing this document to the team members, a meeting organized where precisely the manager will explain the task to the team members, explain the plan and how to carry out testing on the current project to the team members. Then the team members start involving in the work. Take some short details about it. It is the first phase of software testing. It is the first phase of software testing. It is the first phase of software testing where the QA manager QA lead, team lead. I said QA trainee, QA engineer, senior QA engineer, QA lead, QA analyst, QA manager, QA head are the designations given for the QA department people. QA manager, test manager, QA lead, team lead, test lead. QA manager, QA lead, plan how to carry out testing on the current project. How to carry out testing on the current project. How to carry out testing on the current project. And the same will be, and the same, whatever the plan they made, that is called the same. The same will be documented called test plan. And this work plan will be explained to the, and this test plan or work plan will be explained to the QA team members. So whatever the plan they made will be explained to the QA team members, testing team members. So QA manager, QA lead will plan the work. The same work will be, whatever they plan, documented and explained to the team. Right. So what actually a test plan document? A test plan document, listen, a test plan document, any test plan document must explain what are the features to be tested now, what are the features not to be tested now. See, we are working on a big project that has multiple modules. Say, consider a sample example of the Promise Bank application. We have admin module, banker module, customer module. This customer module further segregated into personal banking, corporate banking, say NRI banking. Customer module again, personal banking, corporate banking, NRI or international banking, something like this. We may not be able to develop and test all the requirements at one shot, at one schedule. So I made a plan for next 15 days. Next 15 days or next 1 month, we plan to test something in our product. No manager will plan the work for about 3 months or 6 months. Lengthy plans will not work out. Next 15 days, next 1 month, a plan made to test the current product. In this 1 month of duration, what to be focused and what not to be focused will be documented. Say admin module plan for testing in the first phase. That is mentioned under a section called scope of testing. General scope meaning in scope and out scope. What to be focused now, what not to be focused now. In the first 1 month, we are focusing only on admin module testing. In the second month, we focus on banker module. In the next month, we focus on customer module. Last month, we do non-functional testing of the product. Finally, by end of April, we have to finish and deliver the product to the client. The first section are mostly any real-time test plan document. What are the features to be focused now, tested now, and what are the features not to be tested now. That is called scope of testing. And the test approach. See, we have to do functional testing, UI testing, usability testing, security, compatibility, load and performance. Your senior person will decide what to do first, what to do next, what to do next. First, we start from functional testing, then load testing, performance testing, security testing, finally UI testing. So that all team members will follow the same sequence. If this is not documented, not planned and documented, one person will start doing UI testing, other person will say, no, we start from usability testing. Your manager will decide the approach, what to do first, what to do next, what to do next, where to focus more, where to focus less. So that all team members will follow the same sequence. That is called test approach. Then resources, nothing but point of contacts. So when you find a bug, we have to report to developer. Say in our company, thousands of people working as developers. We have the clarity, who are the developers engaged for bug fixing? A, B, C, D. We should know the contact numbers, email IDs, name of the people, who is BA for this project, contact number and email ID, who is the project manager for this project, contact number, email ID, who are the developers, who are the testers, so that we can able to communicate with the appropriate team members. Point of contact for the current project called resources. And what are the documents we have to make ready? Every team member should have the clarity. Because at the time of submitting the product to the client, the documentation is the proof this is our system tested. All documentation we have to submit to the client. And work schedules. Totally, what are the task items we plan for the next 15 days? Task item 1, preparing scenarios for admin module. Task item 2, writing test cases for admin module. Who is responsible for task item 1? A. Who is responsible for task item 2? B. How many hours is estimated to complete the task item? 60 hours. Start date and end date. It's nothing but work schedules. So any real-time test plan document will explain scope of testing, the test approach, resources, test deliverables, and work schedules. Make a note of it. A test plan document acts like a roadmap. A test plan document acts like a roadmap, and it acts like a guideline document. It acts like a guideline document for the team members. It acts like a roadmap. It acts like a guideline document for the team members in testing a project. In testing a project. Actually, what a test plan document contains. Continuation. A test plan document explains. A test plan document explains A test plan document explains scope of testing, stop writing, understand it. What is the scope of testing? See, we are testing a project. It has, say, for example, admin module, banker module, and customer module. A manager estimated how much time required for testing this product. 3 months of time for functional testing, 1 month for all non-functional testing activities together. Let's say totally 4 months was the time estimated by a team of 4 people, say. 4 people, 4 months of time estimated for doing functional and non-functional testing of the product. That is entire system testing. So what I will do, if I am the manager, I plan the work in this way. In the first phase, 1 month, we plan admin module testing. In the next phase, we plan banker module testing. In the next phase, we check customer module. In the last phase, we do non-functional testing of the whole product. Now, I made a plan to execute the first phase activity, that is first 1 month activity. In this 1 month, what to be focused, what not to be focused. After completion of the first phase, to execute the second phase activity, again I will make a detailed plan. Here the scope will change again. Maybe here scope of testing is admin module, here the scope of testing is banker module, here the scope of testing is customer module. So together, the scope of testing section will explain what to be focused now, what not to be focused now. That is, what are the features to be tested and what are the features not to be tested. Simple. This section will explain the features to be tested, called in scope, the features not to be tested, out scope. So any real-time test plan document must explain what are the features to be tested now, what are the features not to be tested now. That is called scope of testing. The second section of any real-time test plan document, test strategy, also called test approach. Okay, test approach. See, what is this test approach? Listen, for any project, we have to do functional testing, we have to do UI testing, we have to do usability testing, we have to do compatibility, load, performance, security. What to do first, what to do next, what to do next, that is documented here. Your senior person will document. First we start from function testing. Then we start with load testing. Then we go with performance testing. Then we do security testing. Lastly, we do UI testing, something like this, so that every team member understand, okay, we have to start from functional testing. After finishing functional testing, we have to focus on load testing. That is called test approach. What to do first, what to do next, what to do next. Otherwise, if it is not decided and updated in the document, different team members will make different decisions. We'll start from UI testing first. Other person will say, no, we have to start from security testing. Your manager decide what to do first, what to do next, documented in the test plan. So all team members must follow the same sequence. That is called test approach. The next one. Resources. What actually these resources? You'll find a table that explains point of contact for your project. The resource name, the name of the person, responsible for what he is responsible, contact number and mail ID. Say for example, Richard, project manager, contact number and email ID is given. John, QA manager, contact number, email ID given. Like a developer name, contact number and email ID is given. So that the complete team point of contact for the current project, every team member will know. Oh, this person is the project manager, this person is the BA, this person is the developer. Complete details about who are engaged in the current project development and testing given under a section called resources, nothing but point of contact for the current project. The next one, test deliverables. What is this tested deliverables? See, maybe after 2 months or 3 months, we have to submit the project to the client. What is the proof system is tested like this? Test cases, bug reports, test scenarios, test cases, defect reports, whatever the documents available for the current project must be submitted to the client. That is actually one of the terms and conditions. A client giving a project to us, client making a payment for the service what we are doing for the technology consulting, whatever the work artifacts, whatever the documents created for the project must be submitted to the client. This section will explain what are the documents we have to prepare, make ready, because all this documentation we need to submit to the client along with the project delivery. Like test scenarios, test cases, bug reports, requirement traceability matrix, like totally what are the documents we have to make ready, because all these documentation we have to deliver to the client along with the project delivery. What are the documents we have to make ready by end of the testing, explained in a section called test deliverables. Hope you understood this, right? The next one, the major law section, work schedules. It is also similar kind of a table, but this table will explain totally what are the task items. Totally what are the task plans to test in the current product. What are the total tasks planned to execute in the current phase? Who is responsible for this task? The effort estimation. How many hours is planned to complete the task item? Start date, end date. So for example, first task, preparing scenarios for admin module. John responsible for this job. 40 hours is estimated. Start date and end date. Like totally what are the different task items planned in the current phase? Who is responsible? How many hours is planned? Start date and end date. So that every team member will see that they are finishing their given job within the time schedule by the end date. Not only just assigning a work, you need to give the time deadline. By this time, you have to write scenarios. By this time, you have to complete test cases. What are the total task items planned in the phase 1? Who is responsible for each and every task item? How many hours are estimated to complete the task? Start date and end date. So that all team members will make sure by the given time, they are completing their job. So these are the major items you will find in any real-time test plan document. Any real-time test plan document will explain first scope of testing. What are the features to be tested now? What are the features not to be tested now? And what is the approach we have to follow? Who are the point of contact for the current project? What are the documents we have to make ready? Because all this documentation we have to submit to the client along with the product delivery. And totally, what are the task items? By what time we have to finish up the task item? Who is responsible for the task item? In addition to this, you will find some more details. But these are the major items in any real-time test plan document. Understand the point? So the team members will study this document. You are not preparing this. Who will prepare this document? Lead, which is approved by the project manager. If you want to make a successful test plan document, you need minimum to 6 to 8 years of work experience. Not only testing knowledge, lots of project management parameters to be considered, cost we have to consider, resources we have to consider, time availability we have to consider to make a successful test plan. By the work experience, minimum 6 to 8 years of experience is mandate to make a successful test plan. Understand the point? Though that 8 years of experience person prepared it, again that will be verified and approved by the project manager level person. Understand the point? There are many parameters, majorly the cost, time, resources, risks. There are many other factors to be considered to make a successful test plan. Right. So here the interview questions will be, what is a test plan? What a test plan document will contain or explain. A work plan made by the management that explains how to carry out testing on the current project is called a test plan. Any real-time test plan document will explain what are the features to be tested now, what are the features not to be tested now, called scope of testing. And the test approach, what to do first, what to do next, what to do next, and what to do last. Then, who are the point of contacts involved in the current project testing? Who is the project manager? Who is the BA? Who are the developers engaged for bug fixing, etc.? And what are the documents we have to make ready? It called test deliverables and work schedules or time deadlines. So any real-time test plan document majorly will explain these 5 components. In addition to these, risks, environment, there are some other components, but these are the mandatory sections in any real-time test plan document. A team member will not involve in making a test plan. Lead level person will make it based on the experience and commitments given to the client. Manager level person will approve to start. So as a team member, you are not going to involve in the planning phase. Manager level people will involve in the planning phase. Manager level, lead level people will involve in the planning. Work is allotted to you, the allotted work you have to carry out. Clear about it, right? If you encounter a question, did you involve in preparing a test plan, what would be your answer? How much experience you are planning, sir, after completion of the training? Generally asking. How much experience you are planning, that is my question. 3 years of experience. Assume that you are giving the interview, you encountered this question. Did you involve in preparing a test plan in your previous experience? How you are going to answer this question? Because see, if I am not giving any experience, 2020 or 2021 passed out, even 19 passed out also. You are saying I learned software testing in an institute. I have some knowledge on Manual and Selenium, correct? If you are a fresher, I don't post a question. If I'm an interviewer, I don't post a question. Did you involve in preparing a plan? Because you are saying that I learned, I don't have any experience, correct? Fresher I'm talking about. If I am giving some experience, 2+ or 3+, your resume speaks that you are already working, correct? You are already working. As your resume speaks that you are already working, my question will be, in your previous work experience, did you prepare a test plan? For that reason, I posted this question. Got it? This is the wrong question for the freshers. Maybe a fresher level person encountered a question related to this. What is a test plan document? That's it. If I am giving experience, my second question will be, after asking what is a test plan, did you involve in preparing a test plan? Answer this question, sir. No. You are also giving experience. Did you involve in preparing a test plan? No. It's not your job. You decided it. It's not your job. Yes, any online team member, will you answer them this question? If you
No,
encountered
sir.
a question, the question is, did you involve in preparing a test plan document because you are giving some experience, that is assumption? How you are going to answer this question? No.
I have no
little
experience
about-
in.
Yes, madam.
I have no experience in test plan.
I know little about test plan.
Pooja, repeat your answer.
I know little about test plan, but not so much, but I know something.
Right. Don't use a word no. No is not acceptable answer from the experience giving people. No is a really in any interview, no looks different. That you are giving experience, correct? We should not use a word no. What she said? If I am at your position, I'll answer in this way. I know little about test plan and making a test plan. But in my current experience, I didn't get a chance to make a test plan. My lead will take care of it. I know little about making a test plan. I'm not using a word extensively. I know little about making a test plan. But in my current experience, I didn't get a chance to make a test plan and my lead take care of it. Finally, I said no only. In another way. Correct? There is no option for the other person to continue this discussion. He will go for other question. Because no generally looks different. Correct? You are giving experience? Fresher. Will you answer my question? Online team, a fresher answering this question. Will you answer my question? I'll post a question. You prefer work or money? Assume that you have given an interview. You have succeeded. The last HR person asking a question. You prefer work or money? Yes, madam, answer this question. Both. Excellent. Work? Take offer letter, no salary for next 2 years. 2 years? 2 years. That's what I said. Both is the right answer. Finally, any job we are doing for the money's sake, no doubt about it. Correct? Employment principle is earning the money in a very professional way and making a professional career. Correct? That is employment policy. Correct? Doing different business is different. A professional career, employment policy is work, whatever the work I am doing, get the equal amount for that in a professional way. That is the employment policy. Otherwise, why to go for a job? Sit at home and watch OTT. If no money, why to go for a job? Fairly asking. No, if really we are not getting money, will you do a job? So any work we are doing for money, at the same time, building a professional career. Building a professional career, work, earn, build a career, move forward. Right. So if you encounter a question, don't say a word no. Like she said, I know little about test plan and making a test plan, but in my current experience, I didn't get an option to make a test plan. My lead take care of it. For the freshers, you don't get this question. Maybe the question will be, what is a test plan? If I are giving experience, the second question will be, did you involve in preparing a test plan? Better you answer in another way. Okay? Right. So what is the second phase of STLC? Test analysis. Take it. Test analysis. test analysis. See, one the work allotted to the team members. One team member asked to test module 1, say admin module. Other team member asked to test banker module, other team member asked to test customer module. Some work is allotted to the team members. Or if you are working on agile model, totally 4 requirements are planned to develop and test in the first sprint. Requirement 1 given to one team member. Requirement 2 job given to other team member. Like this, work allocated. If you want to test a module, if you want to test a particular requirement, first you need to have the clarity on the requirement. You need to gain some knowledge about the requirement. For that, there is an activity called test analysis, where the QA team members, testers, study the requirement. If SRS, FRS, anything available given to you, we study the available requirement specifications, SRS, FRS. Otherwise, KTs are organized where the senior person will explain the requirements to the team members. Finally, by the end of the test analysis phase, every team member should have the clarity on the product domain. Then only you can go for the next level. You can able to document what to test and how to test. Sir, if I ask you, prepare scenarios, meaning document what to test in a calculator, you able to document because you know about the calculator application. If I ask you, prepare scenarios for IRCTC application, little you can able to document. Maybe not all, few you can able to document. First, we have to check user registration. Second, we have to check logging. We have to check booking a train ticket. We have to check cancellation of train ticket because you know about the product. If I give a new product to you, health insurance application, assume that you are working on a health insurance product. Do you know about the product? Without studying the product, you cannot document what to test and how to test. Agree? If it is calculator, you know, you are able to document. Gmail application, you know, you can able to document. If I give some ERP product to you, if I give a e-commerce project to you, if I give a health insurance application to you, you do not know what are the modules available, what are the features available, who are going to use, how they are going to use. Without gaining this knowledge, nobody can document scenarios or test cases. If you want to document what to test, if you want to document how to test, first you need to have the product domain knowledge. In order to gain the product domain knowledge, there is an activity called test analysis, where the team members will study the available requirement document. Also, some KTs are organized where the senior person will explain the requirements to the team members in a meeting called Scrum meeting. Note on this, test analysis. In this phase, QA team, nothing but testing team, okay? QA team analyze requirement documents, such as SRS, FRS, to understand the project. Continuation. If I are working on agile model, the business analyst explain the requirements. The business analyst explain the requirements to the team members. See, if any requirement documents are available, requirements or documents are given to you. Otherwise, some meetings or discussions or KTs are organized about the product to the team members. Okay. What is SRS stand for? system or software requirement specifications that precisely explains all in brief. Functional requirement, non-functional requirement, technical requirements in brief. FRS explains functional requirement specification. All functionalities planned to implement in the product will be explained in a very detailed manner called FRS, functional requirement document. See, if you are working on a very small project, separately FRS also will not be prepared. Everything documented in one SRS. When you are working on a big project, functional requirement, non-functional requirement, other technical requirements are documented in a very precise manner in SRS. Functionalities will be documented separately to have more clarity. That is called functional document, functional requirement document, functional requirement specification. Actually, it is almost traditional models. 12-15 years back, we used to follow this kind of lengthy documentation. Today, we are not spending the time in preparing this kind of documents. Discuss about the requirements to be implemented, make a short description, make a short note, start development and start testing. Because nowadays, mostly requirements are frequently changing. As the requirements, first of all, business requirements of dynamically are frequently changing. Preparing unnecessary this kind of lengthy requirements is a waste of time and money. In Agile model, we don't find SRS, FRS kind of documents. KTs will be given. User stories will be documented. We'll discuss about that. But when you are working on very traditional model, you'll find SRS and FRS. But as it is a learning or a training, in an interview, what is SRS, what is FRS of, you should be able to explain something about it. Okay? But 95% today, there is no documentation like this. Because last 10 years, 12 years, mostly we are implementing Agile model. In Agile model, we don't waste the time in preparing this kind of documentation. Maximum 2-3 major business requirement plan to implement at one schedule. The 2-3 requirements are explained directly to the team members in a meeting. Okay, just for your understanding. In our learning management system, our LMS product, you have complete manual testing book. Did you open and study it? Fairly.
Yes, yes.
No, you have the access to the book, right? Fairly, how many of you opened and studied it? Raise your hands. Just open and close. That is a problem with the documentation. Correct? Actually, everything is available in the document. Then every day, why you are attending the session? Everything is available in the book. Then why you are attending the classes? Because in the discussion, you'll get more clarity rather than studying a document. Correct? Same problem with the FRS, SRS also. 400 pages of FRS document I give to my team members. They will not understand, they will not get the interest on working also. Slowly they will still read it. A meeting organized 15 minutes, 20 minutes. This week we have to develop these 2 requirements. We have to test these 2 requirements. A senior person clearly explained about the requirement. Where you get more clarity? By studying a document in a meeting. Rather than studying a document, a senior person will explain, these are the 4 functionalities we have to develop in the first 1 week. These are the 4 functionalities we have to test. He explained about the requirement for 15-20 minutes. Enough. Why to spend the time in preparing 200-300 pages of documents? It takes lots of time, correct? And that too, the requirement nowadays, application requirements are frequently changing. Again, we have to modify the documentation. Again, modify documentation, I have to give it to the team members. Why all this? If really there are any changes, organize a meeting. Next 15 minutes, explain to the team members, these are the changes asked by the client, we have to implement like this. Enough. Start working on it. Rather than spending the time on preparing documentation, start working on the actual product development. Agile model saves the time and cost like anything. Like a test match is a very process-oriented cricket game. T20 is not a process-oriented, but audience are liking it, correct? rapid game, very speedy game, result-oriented game. Test match is a very slow game, like a waterfall model. T20 is like an agile game, a very speedy game, result-oriented, not process-oriented. Today we have the results, not the process. Very result-oriented, not very process-oriented. But customers are liking results, not your process, correct? I'm a customer, I wanted the output in a quick manner. If you say, sir, this is our process, so that after 3 months only we show the product to you, you keep the process with you, I go to other company. If I am the customer, I am the client, I am making a payment for you, why I have to listen your process? I wanted my application next month, you deliver or not? Not deliver, you tell me I'll go to other company. Not only your company, in every building there is a software company today. There are many people available in the market who deliver the product as per my requirement. That is a customer's mindset today, correct? 20 years back, Infosys, Infotech, Tech Mahindra, Satyam, there are very few companies in the market into software business. They are legends. Whatever they say, market used to listen. Today in every building there is a software company. 20 years back story is different, today's story is different, correct? That time, whatever the software companies say, remaining people do not know much about the technology, I used to listen, okay sir. But today customer is saying, I wanted like this. If you are capable to do it, tell me, otherwise I go to other company. Here, we have to go as per the customer taste. Then only you can able to run it. Test match, nobody coming to the grounds, nobody watching TVs, no revenue generated. Whereas T20, many people will come to the ground, many people will watch the TVs, sponsors will come. It's a business model. Like customers are expecting the output in a very speedy manner. Customer not listen your process, try to deliver the application in short time to the customer with less amount of time, less amount of cost, so that you can able to grow your business. According to the customers or audience taste, software development methodology also modified into Agile, where documentation will not given high priority, result is given high priority, work is given high priority than process or documentation. If you are working on traditional models like waterfall model, V model, yes, you will find the requirement specification like SRS and FRS. When you are working on Agile model, no documentation, KTs are organized where the project, the BA will explain the requirements to the team members. And at the same time, in this meeting, BA not explaining all 40 requirements at one shot. This week, we are developing only 2-3 major business requirements. In the KT, only 2-3 requirements are explained to the team, not all 40. After the first sprint, next 2 requirements are explained. After the second sprint, next 2 requirements are explained. Maximum of 2-3 major business requirements we are discussing in a KT or in a meeting, the team members will get more clarity, rather than studying 400 pages of SRS and FRS. But here, what is SRS stand for? Software requirement specification that explains what is the existing system, what are the drawbacks in the existing system of the client, what is the proposed system, and functional requirement, non-functional requirement, all other technical requirements are documented in a very precise manner. Take it? SRS. SRS stands for Software Requirement Specifications. Software Requirement Specifications that explains functional requirements, functional requirements, non-functional requirements, functional requirements, non-functional requirements, and other technical requirements in brief. And other technical requirements in brief. And other technical requirements in brief. Ticket FRS. FRS stands for Functional Requirement Specifications. Functional Requirement Specifications. It explains all functionalities of the project, with the help of following components. Meaning I'm explaining here what actually a FRS document contains. If you involved in functional testing of a project, in traditional model, not in agile model, you receive the FRS document. We should have the clarity what actually the FRS contains. Here, this is a sample functional requirement document for the Primus Bank application admin module. Admin module, functional requirement document for the Primus Bank project. Today, after the session today, I'll upload this document in our LMS also, which is a downloadable copy. From here, scenarios, test cases, and everything, whatever we learn, we'll discuss, we write. Day to day, I'll upload into LMS in a downloadable format. The first requirement in the product is homepage of the product, Primus Bank homepage. Here, every functional requirement explained with the help of following components. What is the first component here? Overview. You just see what is available here. Primus Bank homepage allows different users, administrator, bank employees, various customers, individual customers, corporate customers, international customers to log in and access the application for further usage. Finally, the overview section explaining brief details about the functional requirement, correct? Functionality. Any functional requirement document will explain the functionalities of the project. Every functionality will be explained with the help of few components, overview. These sections will give some precise details about the functionality under test. Then, actually, prototype is the optional section. Customer explained the requirement, not much clear. As the requirements are not much clear, rather than developing the actual product, a dummy layout will be created. A sample diagram will be created. Prototype. Prototype generally meaning a simulation or a dummy. We'll explain to the customer, sir, this is how we are going to build your homepage. Once customer said okay, then proceed further. If really any prototype prepared, the prototype will be given. If the requirements are not much clear, to make the customer clear, we make a dummy, no original code and nothing. We demonstrated to the customer, this is how we are going to build your homepage. When the customer said okay, then we start building the homepage. If really requirements are clear, which is not required, this is optional section in any FRS document. Then business rules, also called input validations. Say in login section, username, password are mandatory. If it is a money transfer feature, below 10,000 rupees of amount transferred, 5 rupees are service charges. 10,000 to 1 lakh, 20 rupees are service charges. Such conditions are maintained under a section called business rules. And the page elements. What are the elements planned to implement in the current page? Username field, password field, submit button. If it is employee registration form, employee number, employee name, designation, salary, date of birth, date of joining. What are the fields planned to implement in the current page is explained under a section called page elements. Then lastly, use cases. How the end user will interact with the system. How the visitor will access our product. How admin will access the product. How bank employees, customers will access the product. Like this. How bank employee will access the product. How end users will interact with the system and how does the system respond. These are called use cases. So, any functional requirement document mostly comes with this kind of sections. Every functionality explained with the help of few components like overview, prototype, business rules, page elements, and use cases. By studying all these sections, we understand the functionality, then we plan what to test and how to test and start documenting them. If really any requirement documents are given, the requirement document will explain the functionalities with the help of this section. But mostly, we are not finding the requirement documents in nowadays, KTs will be given. Note on this. I said a FRS document will explain functionalities in detail with the help of following components. List out the components one by one. The very first one, overview. Overview. So this section will explain brief details about the functionality under test. Second one, prototype. It's optional section. If the requirements are not clear, to make the customer clear, this is what we are building for you, we make a dummy and demonstrate to the customer. When the customer said okay, then we start implementing the actual. Then business rules. This section will explain various business conditions planned to implement. Page elements. What are the fields planned to implement in the employee registration page? What are the fields planned to implement in the home page? They are nothing but page elements. Use cases. This section will explain how end user will interact with the system, how does the system respond. Use cases. So these are the major components of any FRS document. I repeat, mostly we are not following this kind of traditional documentation. KTs are given nowadays where the senior person will explain the requirements to the team members. Either KT given or requirement documents are given. Finally, objective is we have to gain the knowledge about the application under test before we start documenting scenarios and test cases. Clear about this? Right. Take the next one, test design. Test design. So what is this test design? See, when the requirements are understood, the QA team need to make necessary documents for effectively testing a project. What is formal testing? After getting the knowledge on the product, that is after studying the requirement, we clearly plan and document totally what are the features to be tested in our product. A senior person verify and approve scenarios. Then we document how to test each and every functionality. Actually, this is a process carried out in organization. After getting the knowledge about the product, we follow a certain process, writing scenarios, writing test cases, prioritizing the test cases, executing the test cases. This kind of test approach is called formal testing. We are talking about formal testing here. In the test to design phase, QA team members prepare some documentation required for properly, effectively testing a project. What are the documents mostly we create in real time? Test scenarios, test cases, test data which is a part of a test case document, requirement traceability matrix called RTM. Make a note of it. Test design. In this phase, QA team prepares the following documents for effectively testing a project. Following documents for effectively testing a project. So what are the documents we prepare? Test scenarios, test cases and test data, then RTM. Test scenarios, test cases and test data, and RTM, requirement traceability matrix. Test scenarios, test cases and test data, and also requirement traceability matrix, shortly called RTM. Right. First, we start from the test scenarios. Take somebody, test scenario. Test scenario. From here, we'll have a detailed discussion. From here, actually, after studying the requirement, this is your work in manual testing. After understanding the requirements of the product, your day-to-day job in a company, writing scenarios, writing test cases, executing test cases, finding the bugs, reporting the bugs. Once you get the modified version, retesting and regression testing, this is the practical work you are going to do inside a company in manual project testing. What is a test scenario? Precisely, in very simple words, if we have documented what to test in our current project, such a document is called scenario document. Supposing you are working on some calculator application, say, simple calculator, let us start from here. You need to prepare a list, totally what needs to be tested in this calculator application. Tell me. If I ask you to document totally what to test in calculator application, what you are going to document? Number one, addition. Number two, subtraction, multiplication, division. Any project you are testing, after gaining the knowledge about the product, you need to make a consolidated list. Totally, these are the 40 features to be tested in this project. Or these are the 100 features to be tested in this project. Such list is called scenario list. Technically speaking, a document that explains what are all the features to be tested in the current project, what are the functionalities to be tested in the current project is called scenario document. In very simple words, what to be tested. In technical words, a service to be tested, a functionality to be tested in the application under test. First, make the definition. Test scenario, a feature to be tested, a feature to be tested, a feature to be tested, or a functionality to be tested, a feature to be tested, a functionality to be tested in the application under test. In the application under test is called test scenario. A feature to be tested, a functionality to be tested in the application under test is called test scenario. In simple words, continuation. In simple words, What to test is called test scenario. What to test is called test scenario. In simple words, what to test is called test scenario. So just for your definition understanding, I'll give two sample scenarios. Then we go with the original application based scenarios. For example, few test scenarios for a calculator application. Few test scenarios for a calculator application. Just a moment. If you are working on this simple calculator application, as a tester, what I will do, at first I document what to test in this calculator. Number one, I'll document like this. First we have to check addition feature. Number two, we have to check subtraction feature. Like this, I list out totally what needs to be tested in this calculator. Check multiplication. Check division, etc., etc., etc. If you prepare a list, what to test in the calculator application, this is called scenarios for calculator. If you document what to test in IRCTC application, they are called scenarios for the IRCTC application. For any project, you need to make a list, totally what are the features to be tested in the current project. That document is called scenario document. First, note down this example. A document that explains what to be tested is called scenarios. What are the features to be tested is called scenarios. Like take one more example. Few test scenarios, few, not all. Sir, here also you have not documented everything. Only for our understanding of the definition, first I am giving this kind of basic example. From tomorrow we are going to work on the actual application. Few test scenarios for IRCTC application. Few test scenarios for IRCTC application. You tell me. A person come to the website who do not have an account. First, that person should able to
Register
create.
customer.
First, we need to check customer able to create their account or not. New user registration functionality available and working properly or not need to be tested first. This is the first scenario. Then this user able to log in or not. Maybe a user come to the website who forgot the password. Able to recover the forgotten password or not. The user able to browse the train schedules or not. The user able to book a train ticket or not. The customer able to cancel the train ticket or not. Like this, I have not explained everything. Like this, if you have documented totally what are the requirements or what are the features to be tested in the IRCTC website, that list is called scenario list for the IRCTC website. Any application, after understanding the product, First, you need to prepare a list, totally what needs to be tested in this current project. Then you submit the list to your senior person, lead, who will have a check. Everything is covered or anything is missed. Now the senior person verify, approved, yes, these are the 40 functionalities to be tested in the website. Once approved, then we start writing the test cases for every scenario. Make a note. Few test scenarios for IRCTC application. Number one, check new user registration. Check new user registration. So first we have to verify a customer able to create an account or not. That is called user registration. Number two, check user able to log in or not. After creating an account, this user able to log in or not, we have to verify. Number three, check user able to recover forgotten password or not. Check user able to recover forgotten password or not. One more. Check user able to book a train ticket or not. So always testing should be carried out like an end user. So if I am testing IRCTC website, I feel, no, I am a customer. What I expect in the product, all the expectations are available or not. Like a user, we have to work while testing a product. If I am asked to test a Swiggy application customer module, as a customer, what I expect from the Swiggy, whether they are available, working properly or not, need to be tested. For that reason, I am giving the description like this. Check user able to log in or not. Check user able to book a train ticket or not. Take the next one. What's the last one I given? Book a train ticket. Take the next one. Check user able to cancel the train ticket or not. User able to cancel the train ticket or not. Fine. Hope you understand this. Okay. Where you documented scenarios here? Here. In your notebook, right? But in a company? Here you have documented what to test in your notebook. What about any company?
In test scenarios, the
Excel.
application.
Excel sheet.
Mostly Excel sheets, or if a company using a test management tool like Jira, we can also use Jira. So no, I mean, it's not mandated that every company has to use Jira. Oracle using their proprietary product, their own product, OATS. Oracle Application Testing Suite. Oracle Application Testing Suite, OATS. Oracle Application Testing Suite. Some companies are using ALM, Application Lifecycle Management, HP tool for project and test management. TFS, Team Foundation Server, Microsoft own product. Rational Test Manager, here our team is Rational Test Manager, IBM own product. Silk Central, one more product. Jira, one more product. Like many products in the market, is there any rule that only one company has to develop a tool? When we talk about database products, Oracle one database, SQL Server also one database, MySQL also one database, MongoDB also one database. There are many other database products in the market. Sybase, Informix, Ingress. There are many. Like browsers, Chrome available, Firefox available, Safari available, IE available. There are many browsers in the market. Like there are many tools in the market for test management. Coming to this OATS, what is OATS? Not Mr. Chef OATS. Oracle Application Testing Suite. Only inside the Oracle you see this product, not outside of the Oracle. It's Oracle proprietary tool. Only inside the Oracle company, for their products, they use their own tool. Oracle, such a big brand, they hesitate to use third-party products. They implemented their own software for their products, because it is a product-based company. For their product day-to-day work management, they implemented a software called Oracle Application Testing Suite. Microsoft, such a big organization, they have their own software for their products management, Microsoft Team Foundation Server, TFS. HP company made a product called ALM, Application Lifecycle Management. Previously, when there is a QTP, ALM combination will be too good. Like IBM has their own product called Rational Test Manager, Silk Central, Jira. There are many available in the market, but mostly used one is Jira out of all. Only in Oracle company they use OATS. Only in Microsoft they use Team Foundation Server. 65% of the software companies are using a tool for their day-to-day test management, that is Jira. But we do not know which tool our company is going to use. Better to learn always from the Excel sheets first. Any tool process is same. Anyhow, we are going to learn Jira also. After completion of this STLC, my next topic is Agile and Jira. Okay? Right. So anything, writing scenarios, writing test cases, reporting the bugs, first we learn from the Excel sheets, Excel templates. Because mostly these are the templates used. Once everything is reviewed or approved, then they upload into the cloud database, something like this. Clear about this? They follow some performance called some formats. The formats are nothing but templates. These kind of templates mostly companies are follows for documenting the scenarios. To please observe the template. Template meaning generally a predefined format. Project name. Same template we can use for writing scenarios for any project in a company. Shall we update the name of the project? Primus Bank, RNHRM, e-commerce, something like this. For every scenario, we assign a number. Scenario 1, Scenario 2, Scenario 3. Here you write the description, like how you have documented in your notebook, check user registration, scenario description. Here we are going to document precisely what to be tested. And we are writing more scenarios. For every scenario, we assign the priorities. Totally, let's say 40 features to be tested in a product. In the 40, what are all very high priority? Highest priority, high priority, medium priority, low priority. So that first we focus on very high priority, then high priority, then medium priority, finally low priority. Totally 40 features to be tested. Okay, fine. Out of 40, what to be focused first? These 4 functionalities are very high priority for testing. These 10 are high priority. These 20 are medium priority. These 6 are low priority. Something like this. So that first we concentrate on very high priority scenario, then high priority, then medium priority, finally low priority. So while documenting scenarios itself, we specify how important they are for testing. They are called priority. And this scenario belongs to admin module or banker module or customer module, that is module name. So that module wise, priority wise, we can able to filter the scenarios. Actually, you have documented only 2 columns, scenario number and description. How important it is for testing, that is called priority. This scenario belongs to which module? Module name. A simplest format where we are going to document what to test in the product. This kind of template is called scenario template. Note on this. Test scenario template. test scenario template. Test scenario template. So what are the columns here? You just take a blank template. From tomorrow we start documenting the scenarios. What is the first column here? One second.
Test case ID.
Template, there will be a project name. The actual detail columns are generally hash stands for number. For every scenario, we have to give the numbers. Test scenario number, test scenario description, how important it is for testing, that is called priority. This scenario belongs to which module? Module name. Note on this template. Scenario number, scenario description, scenario priority, and module name. Right. From tomorrow, this is the day-to-day work generally you do in the company. In manual project testing, after understanding the requirement, the actual practical work is writing scenarios, writing test cases, executing test cases, reporting the bugs. From tomorrow, we are going to start the practical work in the manual testing. First, I teach you how to document scenarios for one application. Then I give the work assignment to you by giving a KT on other product. You have to write the test scenarios. Clear itself. Not after the class. The class itself. After the class, people don't work, I know. Correct? First, I teach you scenarios for Primus Bank application so that you will understand how to document the scenarios. I'll give the KT about RIHRM application like a Agile model. In Agile model, how works happens. I'll give the KT about RIHRM project. And you have to write the scenarios for the RIHRM project. I teach you on one application. I assign the work on other application. Understand? Now the scenario template, that FRS template, everything I'll upload into our LMS, which are downloadable copies. From here, everyday work, day-to-day work, whatever we are doing, the practical work, I'll upload into our learning management system. You have the video section, right? Below the video section, you will see manual project testing documents. All the documents one by one I'll upload, whatever you are learning, okay? And online team, from tomorrow, don't connect with the mobiles, try to connect with the laptops or desktops. And you people also, if you have the facility, you come with the laptop so that here itself we'll do the work, okay? Thank you, we continue tomorrow. Thank you, online
Thank
team.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I log off here today.